Alrighty guys, welcome back to Paris Nice. Today we're going to take on stage 7 from Nice to Oran and the big ascent. We are going to sell out for the breakaway. We have no shot from the main group. We're going to try and get Stora, Haller and maybe even Alaphilippe up the road if we can. If that does succeed, Haller is going to keep the group away, Alaphilippe's going to protect, and hopefully give him a launching pad for Dora to attack late on. I think they're all far enough back on G3 for them to be okay with it. Harlow's the only one I'm not sure. Yeah, he's far enough back. Stora's 30th, but I think he lost so much time on like stage 1 that it'll be fine. Um, yeah, let us jump up into the stage. And here we are on the start line, and we have got our plan. Quintin is not going to let any moves go until Marco Haller has come up from the back of the peloton and is ready to attack. Quintin sees the move and immediately jumps. Feeney not overly happy, but I'm not going to leave Trentin up here. We're not going to work. We're going to sit in the group and just wait. Um, Haller needs to get himself to the front as quickly as possible because once he's there, we can launch our real attack. For the moment, we are doing alright, just waiting and waiting and waiting. Next attack goes. I don't think we're going to jump onto the wheel quite so aggressively this time. We're just going to increase pace. Every time we see an attack come, we're just going to fly and fly up the order. Attacking on the base of this climb is not the worst of my ideas I've ever had. We just need Marco Haller to hurry up and fight his way through the peloton. Is that Will Barter going for an attack, maybe? Don't think so. Here we go. Haller coming up to the front. Quentin does his job well. We jump onto the wheel and he launches the attack as Alaphilippe hopefully eventually decides to jump onto the wheel. He does. Will Barter follows. Athene is okay with it so far. I think they are just okay with it, which is lovely. And here comes the follow-up attacks. I am probably pretty okay with that. Um, we're now going to sort ourselves out. Dora is going to get protected and not work. Hala is going to do all of our work the whole stage, which is extremely rough for him, but, you know, needs must. Um, yeah, Alaphilippe won't work. He'll protect Dora. Stora is set up properly. That is okay. Hilaire is going to make sure we keep our gap. I would love for these guys to join after the top of the KOM. Once we get the KOM, I am fairly happy to have them all join. The peloton is definitely going to let us go, which I think is extremely good. Um, and on that, I'm going to try and keep them away for just a little bit longer. Maybe that 5 days. Um, Once we're over the top and all the groups join up, I will show you the breakaway riders of the day. Hilaire doing a great job. Alaphilippe going to start a mountain lead out with a couple K to go. We're going to do it like this. Hilaire is just going to hold on for dear life. I don't know if his stats are going to allow for it, but even if he does get dropped, he can come back into a group like this and just tag on and not do any work. 2.5k to go. We're going to start an attack. Will Bartek trying to fly around the outside. He's not such a big issue when it comes to this classification. Haller is gone. He's going to settle into a tempo. And with 0.7k to go, Dora launches as well, although there is no one with us. I think we dropped Barter, which is absolutely ideal. Lovely. These guys are just going to sit up at very slow. wait for everyone else to rejoin. Yeah, I will cut back once the breakaway is formed. And there we have it, the big group of 19 riders. Got Toba Gosens, Oren Parapantra, Brass, who's going to be a big threat for the stage win against Michael Storer, Nicolau, Heleni, Monique, Vergelito, Warren Bargill, who is going to be a threat for stage win, Will Barter once again as well, Bruno Amarai, Narberman, Lear, Plancart, Jacobs, Fernandez, and another Guillaume Martin. He is again going to be a threat for the stage win. Hopefully, most of these guys don't have too many teammates in the group. Warren Bargill has one, maybe two. Guillaume Martin has one, maybe two. Yeah. And they're the big threats for the stage win. Um, so we've got pretty even. Halle is going to be ending up working. He just isn't for right now. I think he's trying to conserve energy. His role is big on the flat, and there he goes up front. Are we getting attacked, or is the pace just weird? Um, basically, I think the pace is just weird. Let's stick him on the front because his job is just to get us as big a gap as possible, essentially. Um, and no one is working because of the pace being set ridiculously high as a result of the peloton attempting to close the gap. We're going to work on this high tempo for a little while. Um, yeah, we're going to work at 80 with Marco Solo. His job is to get us pretty far into this stage. Um, and once he does, we absolutely will let him retire to the peloton. We've got a 3 minute gap, which is pretty certainly not going to be enough um, for Michael Storer to hold off that peloton, or maybe even. And we have upped the pace again. This pace is ridiculous. The peloton has decided they want to go for the stage win, I think. UAE on behalf of probably McNulty or Almeida. I think that's who they brought to this race. Um, yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening. I will see you once we're either caught or start attacking. And Marco Haller has done his job for the day. At the very base of the start of the climb, he has fallen out the back, and Tim Lear is still kicking about. Haller towed this breakaway along to keep us at 3 minutes 40 at the start of the climb. Haller now gets to chill out and ride his way through to the finish. What a ride he did have. We are now letting everyone else set the tempo. The only other rider who's been getting protection at all is Guillaume Martin. He has been getting protection from Peleni, but I think their other rider must have fallen out as well. He has. So Peleni's gone up to set some tempo. We aren't at this stage. Um, we're basically going to do a mountain lead out over the Oran. And that is our game plan. For the moment, though, I need to get a bit of water so we don't get yelled at later. Dora is just going to sit up the front here because we don't want to get distanced by this sprint, but we also don't want to participate. Um, so we're going to jump in wheels like this, Warren Bargill, and hope that no one attacks because I don't think Bargill is going to bother really going all out for this sprint, although I don't think anyone seems to be. So I'm going to go back to riding like this, and he's going to do that. Alaphilippe's going to pop his energy gel because if this pace stays at all high, he's going to start to struggle soon. The breakaway group is dwindling down from, 19 down to 13. Tim Lear is still here. Lenny has fought his way back on. Hilaire has gone out the back of even that group, and that is okay. I essentially just want these guys to chill. I don't need them riding at insane paces the whole way up. So they're just gonna vibe out. Alaphilippe starting to struggle, but that's okay. If he delivers Dora with some decent amount of energy, I'm pretty happy with the job he's done. Apparently, is still here. If Alaphilippe is struggling as much as he is, and so is Dora, how on earth is Tim Lear still up in the front group? I think with the advantage we have, I don't want to stay in this group if Alaphilippe is not here. So we're going to sit on as long as we can, let Guillaume Martin set this pace, and then once we lose Alaphilippe, I'm just going to attack away, I think. So now let's do it like this. Alaphilippe is going to set a 75 pace, maybe even higher because the attack has started. I really don't want to have to follow that on its extreme speed because I think they're going to struggle soon. So I'm going to set an even tempo until I get my energy gel. Is that the Peloton having caught us? Of course it is. I did not see them sneak up. We're not going to have the energy to follow a big attack from a Peloton as we lose them. I'm not sure what's happened there. That is okay. And we get ourselves a gap from the Ineos rider, Bob Jongels. We don't have a tremendous amount of energy to play with, so I'm just going to settle into a rhythm. We will look at this absolute fracturing of the peloton later. Mikel Storer is going to try and hold off Guillaume Martin and Bob Jungels the next 3k with almost no energy. We might have to lower it again. We have 27 seconds, and let's hope that doesn't start coming down for a little while just yet. Where is... Oh, there's the big peloton here. I don't know why that other group was called the Peloton then. Maybe they attacked late, because Timon Arensman was up there and stuff. I will have a look at that in the post. Youngles and Guillaume Martin are rotating, but it's letting the gap go out further. Mikel Storer has 30 seconds and a long way back to the big group. If he can keep these two behind, it looks like we're going to get a big stage win up the all run and all but clean out the King of the Mountains classification. Guillaume Martin starts to launch, 24 seconds, 0.3k to go, and we get the big win over the all run ahead of the chasing Bob Jungels and Guillaume Martin with an 8-second, 10-second gap. What a stage. Betrago, Klaus, and Vogelito. Betrago is attacked across from the peloton. Bargill comes up. Arensman and Vingegaard come to the line. Arensman a long way down on GC for someone with his stats. Vingegaard obviously is probably the most game of time with GC, which I doubt is going to clean up the yellow jersey. Yeah, Marco Haller absolutely done his job for today. Did an amazing job keeping the breakaway as far out as the front as he possibly could. Alaphilippe getting him up to the really steep point of the all run. And once we got there, we looked so strong with Michael Storer. And I will see you for a race replay. Okay, so the whole peloton caught us. And that's when Storer went. And Vingegaard just dropped it. So here's where Storer closes up the gap, and then he attacks soon. Okay, so the peloton fractured here with just a big bit of chaos. Vingegaard struggled, and remarkably, Bob Jungels was one of the strongest riders in the peloton. So this is just the front of the peloton. And then we gapped them again. So Storer just too strong on the day, and that's where he really put some distance into Bob Jungels and Guillaume Martin. And then he held that 20-second gap the whole way up this climb. 3.5Ks just moshing the pedals after a massive day in the breakaway the whole time. Finally, and then Young was just seemingly didn't have anything. They started picking up the pace here and they closed up, and that's when we accelerated away. We get ourselves another stage win at Paris-Nice. Michael Storer getting a big win up and over the all run. What a stage, brilliantly ridden. We knew we didn't have a chance from the main peloton, so we got out in front, got ourselves a 3-minute gap, and made it worth it. In the points jersey, we didn't get anything meaningful, but in the mountains jersey, we have sealed the deal, and we have a significant gap to the next, 25 points. On the points jersey, Michael Storer moves ahead of Alberto Danesi. Massively weird scenario that is. But Danesi gets a stage win. Michael Storer gets a stage win. And I assume we are nowhere near on GC, which was the entire plan the whole time. Yeah, I guess we will see again for the next one, where honestly, Alaphilippe is probably going to have a go over the Colders after Camins. We're going to drill some pace into it and then see if we can get ourselves a gap over this climb. See you then.